So what's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and welcome to episode 161 of my weekly Q&A show titled The People's Questions. Before I begin with the three questions that I got for this much shorter episode of People's Questions, I just would kind of like to make a little funny statement. I gotta be honest with you guys, I was actually a little bit worried that I wouldn't actually get any questions for this particular episode because no one really sent any in until probably the last, maybe third of the last day they send in your questions. So these three questions actually came in at about the last minute. And I actually had a pretty minute discussion with my brother talking about how if I hadn't gotten any questions for this episode, then this would have been the first time in almost 3 years that I have not gotten any questions for an episode of People's Questions. Because the last time this happened was probably episode 15 on May 11th, 2012. But luckily that didn't happen, and I have three very amazing viewers to thank for making this episode possible. So again, thank you three for making this episode possible. And to jump right into the first question coming from a regular of mine going by the name of CRH Gaming, and you want to know, how do I feel about Disney owning Marvel? Well, personally, CRH, I'm not really a big Marvel fan. I'm more of a DC person, but I'm willing to acknowledge that they have taken the Marvel properties. In terms of movies, I think they're doing an okay job. I'm not really a big fan of their Marvel movies. However, I'm not really a big fan of what they've been doing with their Marvel comic universe, how they're like ending all of the storylines just so they can rewrite them so that they fit more with the cinematic universe. And I just think that's the wrong way of how you should drive your comic book universe, because I think the comic book universe is way better than the cinematic universe, which seriously waters a lot of things down. And I have a big serious feeling that they're going to water down this whole Civil War story and make it a lot more kid-friendly than it actually is, because if you guys know anything about how Civil War plays out, it gets pretty bloody and a lot of people die, and I have a feeling that that will not be the case when these Civil War movie storylines start coming out in theaters. But you know Disney's not financially in any problems, so I guess they're doing okay with Marvel. Next question comes from Rob16164, and you want to know, if I could live inside any video game world, what would it be and what would be the most exciting experience? I've been asked this question before, and the answer is still the same. I would love to visit the world of Kingdom Hearts, simply because the world of Kingdom Hearts isn't one world, it's a series of different Disney worlds, and so having the opportunity to venture around fighting Heartless and Nobodies and Unverse, alongside Donald and Goofy and some of my favorite Disney characters, and just visiting all the unique worlds and just kind of getting to go back to a nostalgic feeling of what it was like to be a kid, I think that would just be a truly amazing experience. I don't think I would go into any video game franchises that are like rated teen, or, well, technically I think Kingdom Hearts is... No, Kingdom Hearts is E. It's still E. It hasn't gone teen yet. I think going to like a world like God of War or Call of Duty, I think that'd just be a little bit too dangerous, and I probably wouldn't survive those worlds, so it would be Kingdom Hearts. And the last question comes from a regular of mine going by the name of JDS4696, and you want to know, am I a fan of Final Fantasy Advent Children? Yes, I am. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. It's the most important video game I've ever played, and I have the entire collection of Final Fantasy's lore. I have Crisis Core, I have Dirge of Cerberus, I have Before Crisis on Cell Phone, I have Advent Children, I have the limited edition of Advent Children, I have Advent Children Complete, and I'm actually working on a couple videos kind of related around Final Fantasy VII, if some of you know what that is, which I am still working on, but I've run into a couple of serious delays, but I will be getting them up as soon as I can. And with that, those are the requests that were sent to me for this particular episode. I would like to thank the three of you one last time for making this episode possible. If any of you guys have any questions that you'd like me to answer for next week's episode, be sure to type it in the comments down below, but make sure you get it into me for next Wednesday before I start filming this video. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me in my future videos of People's Questions every Friday. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.